But more importantly for me, Antonio. I just find it hilarious how, I think it was Dale Bellamy that mentioned Antonio. I can't remember now, but everybody laughed at me when they were going, oh yeah, what you want about Stevo? Felipe Anderson's the main man and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but he hasn't returned in like 6, 8, 9 games, whatever it was. And people are still going, yeah, but Anderson's you need to get him in. And Dale Bellamy came up with Antonio. I was like, do you know what? I think it may have been you, Dan, as well, agreeing with this, saying that actually Antonio's probably more of the form player. And surprise, surprise, Felipe Anderson did nothing, and Antonio goes and gets a goal. Anyway, on to Saturday afternoon. It started so well for real-life purposes for myself. I literally wanted to be sick. I almost felt like I wanted to puke when Burnley actually beat Spurs because, of course, we went 1-0 up. And as ever, Dyche decides, oh yeah, we're 1-0 up against a top 6 team. So let's sit back even more and invite the pressure on. No, don't do that. Surprise, surprise, within minutes, the returning Harry Kane, which I'm sure FPL Boomer, if he's in chat, may want to comment, but Harry Kane returning in this game, I don't know what Pochettino's mindset is, but I'm assuming Harry Kane pressurising him to start, comes back, scores a goal, and then we go and get that last gasp winner, 2-1. Extraordinary result. I genuinely was just taken aback. I thought it'd be tight. Didn't think we'd get a win. Bournemouth Wolves, 1-1. Dan's possible captain choice that he didn't go with in Jimenez. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in the last podcast with Davey FPL, Dan did say, and we're gonna come on to this in the discussion. He said, I feel like going with my gut instinct and going with Jimenez. Did you do it, Dan?
I went with Son.
Son, of course you did, yeah. It's the worst week you possible. On to Newcastle, 2-0, and everybody kept banging on about Almiron. He did nothing. From an FPL perspective, he did nothing. I don't care about that. I care about what's happening. Of course, Rondon. It was mentioned in two or three podcasts ago that Rondon could be the man, and I said, nah, Newcastle are rubbish. But for a differential, it's going to be Rondon or Barnes to be bringing in for that blank game week if you feel the need to be bringing them in. And on to the big one, which cost Claude Puel his job. Crystal Palace winning 4-1. I just couldn't believe it. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh yeah, let's just see what the Palace result was. Hello? Just what on earth? What happened there, Dan?
I don't know. I mean, I think Puel's been under a lot of pressure, and it seems to have just finally told. I remember that game he lost to Wolves 4-3, and he was getting really, really, really animated right at the end, and you could tell he's been under a lot of pressure. And I think, despite some good wins earlier in the season, it's just gone. And guess who had Schmeichel in goal? Who had brought Pereira in for a total of -1. Season's over, mate. So I can care less.
Moving on to today. Dan wasn't too optimistic about the game against Arsenal, but came through it, scored with 2 goals in 17 minutes. Again, the big bit. Now, Jason, are you there? I don't know if you're there. I don't know if you can hear us. It's just a blank screen on my end. But can you hear me, mate? No? Okay, fair enough. He doesn't seem to be there at the moment. So Jason seems to be having some technical difficulties at the moment. I don't know what's going on. We were all perfectly fine prior to this, and now we've come live. He's gone. But Aubameyang benched, Dan. Didn't play, yeah. And Lacazette, of course, getting that goal. Mkhitaryan, any thoughts on Mkhitaryan?
He looks lively against basically Bate Borisov, I can't pronounce it, in the Europa League game on Thursday night. Mkhitaryan looked very lively, pinging a lot of crosses into the box, and today, once again, played very well. He seems to have found a little bit of confidence. He was injured for a long time, and yeah, there's a potential differential with some decent games coming up. Could be worth looking at. The thing about Aubameyang is that when he came on, he did nearly score, and Bednarek blocked it, and Bednarek nearly scored an own goal. So it could have been even worse for me in terms of my defensive returns. But yeah, I think Lacazette, he obviously didn't play on Thursday. Like I said, I thought there was a high chance of Lacazette starting over Aubameyang, and I was proven right.
And then moving on to...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can, Jason.
Is that really loud?
Yes.
So Yeah, sorry about that.
Moving on to the final game, it was obviously United versus Liverpool. I did call it in the podcast with Davey FPL 0-0. And Dan, if I'd gone with my gut and Captain Robertson, I'd be up by a further, well, I think 4 points it worked out to be extra. But yeah, 0-0. Dan, did you watch this game? Any moments to see it or no? Jason, did you?
I was actually playing football today, so I didn't get to watch that one.
No, so I'm sure everybody wants to know Jason's thoughts, because Jason has had, as he is quite clearly stating, possibly one of the worst game weeks ever in the history of his SPL career. Jason, you got 24 points, -4, 20 points. Jason, take it away, mate, because I know you're very, very, well, you're absolutely gutted about this game week. Go ahead, mate.
Well, I don't even know if you can hear me okay. I don't actually know what's going on.
I can hear you fine, mate.
Okay. What about you guys in chat? I don't even know what it's sounding like on the stream. Something's happened with my USB. I've got a USB issue with my controller device, and I think it's possibly a loose connection somewhere. My team this week, just a disaster, really. Just an absolute disaster game week. I actually didn't watch any football because I had a bad feeling that it was going to go awful. So I spent the day at the local park, and I was playing football with 6 and 7-year-olds, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Going back to my old roots of playing, you know, park football and getting out of breath every 5 minutes. Very, very disappointing game week. My team's on the screen now. -4, 20 points overall. Pereira with a shock 0. I mean, Puel getting sacked. I mean, hopefully now, you know, a new manager can come in and kind of breathe a fresh bit of life into that Leicester team, because they're. I mean, a lot of people transferred in Pereira because of the fixtures and his attacking ability, but to get 0, to do a -4, to bring Aubameyang and Pereira in. Okay, I stand by my Pereira in for Danilo, because Danilo isn't going to get me any points going forward anyway. So I would have probably that one seemed a logical choice. And when I saw the team sheet on my phone, I was like, right, I'm not interested in the score. I'm just going to play football. And that was when I saw Aubameyang was benched, and I thought, wow, there we go. The icing on the cake. My game week would have. That was the only thing that could have salvaged my game week, was Aubameyang starting that game, getting involved in a goal, maybe an assist, goal and assist, double-digit haul, and then I could possibly salvage what has been a rank buster of a game week. I'm down now to 321 in the world. I know it sounds crazy, because I should be over the moon about that rank, but obviously Kika Firmino injured, Wan-Bissaka injured. Fielded 9 players. Punchin with the getting subbed off like 20 minutes in because of a red card. Just everything just basically just went against me. Bennett yellow cards. Obviously, a lot of people own Bennett. So yeah, my highest scoring player being Jimenez. Yeah, just I hope lots of people didn't think about copying me this game week, put it that way. I just got to quickly say hello to everybody in chat before we carry on. FPL Boone is in chat, Clement LaRue, Michael Schvedin, Richard S, welcome, Nishal, welcome to the stream. It's fine. I can't believe I bought in Rondon and Delafeu for Calvert-Lewin and Loftus-Cheek.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh my god, Delafeu and Rondon and Delafeu in for Calvert-Lewin and Loftus-Cheek. I mean, yeah. Hi, Jogos, welcome. That is amazing transfers. Absolutely. Was that for free or was that for a hit? Hello, Var, welcome. At the beginning of the stream, anyone watching the stream back on a replay, I do apologise for the technical problems. For the first minute of the stream, I had no audio, and I forgot to unmute you guys. So you guys are talking, and it's like, so yeah. It must be this whole game week 27 depression. I think it's obviously the bugs are in the software. But yeah, anyway, enough of me and a my disaster of game week. Let's talk about Stevo's absolute stormer of a game week. If we bring up his team. Stevo, you are second in our cash mini league. You were like something like almost like 90 something points behind. Now you're looking to gain 22 points on me just from this game week. You must be absolutely amazed that even Bamba, like complete opposite to me, Robertson, Lindelof finally returning you some points against, you know, in a game where you would think that, you know, you wouldn't expect a high hope for him. And Bamba getting the assist. I mean, somebody said it in chat, didn't they? Bamba could even get a goal or assist, and you laughed your head off. And he ended up getting an assist for you. So 45 points. Obviously,
he got a goal.
He got a goal, yeah.
Oh, did he? He did get a goal. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
yeah, I thought it was an assist. Okay. So yeah, take it away, Stevo.
Well, talking of Bamba, I mean, yeah, it was a complete bonus. But as I ranted a couple of podcasts ago, what really infuriates me, as ever, is my one differential to you. Yeah, he scores, but it meant nothing because he conceded 5 goals. What? Did any of you two watch this? Why? How?
You know what? I put matches down this morning and I thought it would take my mind off. And the first game that came on was Cardiff and Watford. And yeah, Watford were just on the counter attack. They were just lethal, and they're just a really clinical team. And Deeney was playing really well. Hughes was playing well. And Deulofeu, I don't know what paella he's been eating, but they were just Cardiff. I don't know. Cardiff have been playing quite well recently, and maybe they just, with like FPL Davey said before, you know, emotions running high. Maybe they fell a bit flat in this game and they just ran out of steam. But Watford are a good team. They're a physical team. They're good on the counter attack. They got some talented players, and they just steamrolled Cardiff. It was murder, basically. Yeah,
and basically Bamba really, in theory, returned me what I was expecting him to return anyway, which was 2 points. So, but yeah, as a differential, yeah, it's come through. Lindelof missing out on the bonus points. I was just hoping again, another differential for me. Just missing out by that one. And as people in chat, people watching will know, every blinking point counts. And anything I try to do to catch Jason, yes, I know I've caught him by 22 points, but in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing because he's still 70-odd points ahead of me. And to catch 70-odd points, my triple captain is going to have to pay off. My wild card bench boosts are going to have to pay off big time to catch Jason. I don't know what Jason said my live rank was going to be, but
5,848.
Yeah, so I'm absolutely, I don't know how many, well, yeah, it's 70-odd points, but I'm absolutely miles off from Jason to even concept. It's like you got Jason that's top in our mini league. You've then got me, which is just now pulling away from 3rd and 4th. But there just doesn't seem to me, for me, like I can catch any ground on Jason unless, like Dan was thinking, I'll go on to his team in a second. There's nothing I feel like I can do because anything that I do, what Jason does. There's nothing that Jason will do that I'll be thinking, what's he, apart from, I wanted to ask you, Jason, did you, well, what I wanted to ask you was, because you were in the chat on my solo reaction to the team news on Wednesday or whatever, blinking Friday it was, and yeah, did you go into panic mode regarding Wan-Bissaka being injured, so you brought in Pereira? I mean, what was this decision of bringing in Aubameyang when you said you didn't want to get rid of Aguero and whatnot, and moving forward you don't have Aguero?
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Tipped me over the edge a little bit. I didn't want to field. It's so ironic because I fielded 9 players, but I didn't want to field 10 players that I thought it was a toss-up between Lacazette and Aubameyang, and I went with the popular option to play it safe, so to speak. And you know, ifs and buts, but all being said, I mean, it was a bit of a last-minute decision, like 25 minutes before the deadline. I looked at my team. I knew that I was going to go without Sterling and Aguero anyway. My plan was to have them benched, but then I would have had obviously Firmino out, Wan-Bissaka confirmed injured, so I was just right. I need to make a decision now. So I did Danilo to Bamba. Danilo to Pereira. I'm looking at your team, that's why I said Bamba. And Aguero out to Aubameyang. And the guys in chat are actually talking about it now. Chelsea versus Man City tonight. Full 120 minutes. Players to be knackered. I'm avoiding City players like the plague. Mahrez or Sane could be worth a short-term punt. Aguero could be absolutely knackered. John Harris is saying, I doubt Aguero will play midweek now. But then saying that, City are only 1 point now behind Liverpool after they dropped the 2 points. Yes. So it would, it all depends on how Pep looks at it. So am I going to jump on the Aubameyang to Aguero bandwagon in? No, I don't think so. I don't think I can afford to do that now. Even though I would like to, I can't waste that transfer bringing Aguero back in for Aubameyang because of the uncertainty that Aguero will or will not feature in midweek. And obviously with Aubameyang coming on late today, there's always that hope that he'll get good minutes. And I've got other fires to put out. I mean, question marks over Rashford playing with a swollen ankle during the second half of the United game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said in the post-match conference, which I just literally watched before going live tonight, that he would be very surprised if he features in midweek. So Rashford's a doubt. So that's basically a long answer to your question. Probably did one too many transfers this week.
Well, let's move on to Dan's team. Let's be blunt about things here, Dan. Let's look at the transfers that you did. You got rid of Deulofeu, and I've completely forgotten who the other one, Rico, for Pereira and Anderson. There was logic to it. That we're not going to sit here. There is nobody in chat that can have the audacity to go, ha ha ha, Dan, you're an idiot for getting Deulofeu. They cannot. No one in the world can do this. These moves were completely logical. And when I saw that, again, I just woke up at 1. I was just like, oh, yeah, there were matches on. What? 5-1? Oh, my God. Dan, take it away. You just to let anybody know, Dan took a -4 to do this. And overall, he was -25. So, Dan, take it away, mate.
Do you know what? I feel like the season's over for me now. Deulofeu had not scored in 8 games. And I had him in there as a budget midfielder. He got me an assist in the first game. He was getting clean sheet bonus points. He was ticking along. He wasn't really doing an awful lot. And a few years ago, I watched a game for Barcelona. And it was when Deulofeu was back at Barcelona because it hadn't worked out for him at Everton. And Barcelona had lost Neymar to PSG. So there's this weird situation whereby Deulofeu was there as a makeshift replacement for Neymar in the interim. And I was there laughing, watching how can Deulofeu replace Neymar? And then 3 fucking years later, Deulofeu turns up and plays like Neymar against Cardiff and gets a bloody hat-trick. I just can't believe it. I honestly thought, when I watched your preview on Friday night, when you said Deulofeu will get something, I was like, yeah, Deulofeu could get a goal. But I went with Anderson because once again, I followed the crowd, but I also looked at the stats that he'd created a lot of chances at home in the last 4 fixtures. So that to me with West Ham's, decent fixtures coming up, I felt quite comfortable doing that. And I just thought, do the logical thing. But I think, you can't legislate. It's one of those seasons whereby I've transferred out Salah before the game against Bournemouth when he got a hat-trick and the 4-0 win. I transferred out Deulofeu before a hat-trick against Cardiff. You feel like you end up feeling like you're cursed, and it's just all on Friday night. All was going through my head was, why did I do that? Why didn't I just replace Wan-Bissaka because he was injured? And I was like, but he's been such good value to me all season. Why did I not just replace Wan-Bissaka, keeping Deulofeu? But it's and the thing for me, for people watching that might not understand this, so Terry Roos is above me in the league, and I'd actually forgotten that he had Deulofeu as well. And then I looked on our Instagram, and Cy Bellamy was like, "Oh, did you see Terry Roos had Deulofeu?" And I was just there like, I don't think it can get any worse. And the rest of my team, you know, not going.
Let me just to continue this conversation. So in 14 game weeks, Deulofeu had returned 3 assists and 1 goal. The double-digit return was against who? You guessed it, Cardiff. There's your history.
Well, yeah, it's funny you say about history because Jimenez obviously scored at home to Bournemouth when Wolves won 2-0. And I looked at that. Yeah, and I looked at that and I thought, do you know what? Jimenez is good away from home as well. And he's got the record of scoring against Bournemouth. Just go with Jimenez, go with Jimenez. And then I was like, yeah, but Son's playing really well. Keeps scoring in the league. He scored in the Champions League. Of course he's going to score against Burnley. And then what happened?
Right. Well, we got a few people in chat just commenting on this. I think it's probably best that I say now because as we're on the topic of Deulofeu, FPL Boone is offering his condolences. He feels sorry for you. We've got John Harris as well, saying he's feeling sorry. Clement Leroux is agreeing with Stevo. Deulofeu has blanked in 8 games, and all of a sudden, guys are like, they all knew he would score. Bullshit. Michael's fed in as well. So you got a lot of support. But Andy S says, yeah, but why transfer out a nailed player against Cardiff?
Because I transferred in Anderson.
Yeah. No, I can see why you did it.
I found out the result. I looked on BBC Sport. Other sports websites are available, and I've seen that West Ham beat Fulham 3-1 at home. I was like, right, okay, surely Anderson's got an assist or got a goal. And I watched the highlights, and he just was hardly involved. Really, it was like, you know, Lanzini's back for West Ham now. He was quite involved. Antonio was involved. And Arnautovic, when he came on, he was just, you know, he's still a quality player. I know he had this, you know, thing that he was going to move to China or whatever, but he just showed his quality. And yeah, I did say in the previous podcast that Anderson was inconsistent from time to time. And when Anderson and Arnautovic are on the pitch at the same time in the latter part of that second half, he just wasn't creating anything. So I don't know, FPL's kind of broke my soul. I was a bit, on Friday, I was just like, I don't know if I want to play this game anymore.
Or something.
And
FPL Booner FPL Booner wants me to actually say that, read his comment above. And actually above he's like, no, I disagree. Binning Deulofeu against Cardiff has no justification in my opinion, especially on a blank game week. Yeah, I mean, hindsight's a great thing, but like Stevo said, the transfers that Dan did were popular picks. I mean, Felipe Anderson is a highly transferred in player for this game week, and Pereira, we all know, he wasn't the second highest or something transferred in game week 27. Let's be honest, guys. Game week 27 is going to go down as being, or isn't going to go down as being, a notable game week for this season. A lot of people are going to want to forget about it. It's been a low-scoring game week. I would imagine the average is well under 30. So, I mean, the winners really are the people that stuck with Robertson, that didn't have Trent Alexander-Arnold, had you know, Son. No, Son didn't do anything. Kane. I mean, Kane was transferred in by some people, wasn't he? I know it was a bit of a last minute chance that he was going to feature. But some people, you know, people were transferring Kane in. I even actually said to Pete on the phone, I said, oh, I wonder if I ever punt on Kane. And he was like, well, I don't know. It's a bit of a risk. And I was like, yeah, I can't afford to take risks. But it's like, it's these things of taking risks. It really is about, sometimes you just got to take a risk.
Something that I just wanted to ask you two, and anybody in the chat that's listening to this, if you want to make comment on this. But I don't think the answer to you two is going to be yes. But I'm somebody that doesn't look at this in-depth statistical analysis of heat maps and numbers. And I literally look at real data, i.e. if the player's in form, bring him in. So, for example, I wouldn't have brought in Felipe Anderson for this game week. If I was going to choose a West Ham player, it would have been either Arnautovic or Antonio. Felipe Anderson in the last 8-9 fixtures has returned 1 measly assist. Antonio, over just the last 3 alone, has returned 2 goals and an assist. In the last 8 or 9, he's returned 3 goals and 3 assists. Oh no, I'm looking at clean sheets now. Sorry. So it's 2 assists and 2 goals in the last 8 game weeks. And yeah, what do you look at when choosing a player? Because for me, I just go, the player's in form. For example, moving forward, I'm thinking actually Rondon or Ashley Barnes is probably the best striker, one of the best strikers to get in for the upcoming blank game. What do you two look at when it comes to data regarding making your transfer picks?
I mean, Dan, do you want
to... like I said, I use a well-known forum website, which a lot of us may use. Particularly, like I said, for that Felipe Anderson decision, it was a case of, one of his home form, he's one of the top midfielders for creating chances. So that, to me, showed that he had potential to, get assists. But like you say, yeah, a lot of it is down to literally looking at the data in front of you on the FPL app or on the website that shows the points they've had over the last few weeks, rather than potential. I mean, it's funny you say about Almiron for Newcastle. I saw a post from, I think it was FPL Queen yesterday, saying about Almiron's potential and that he passed the eye test. So the eye test is another thing that I look at. That was something that I looked in when I got Doherty in earlier in the season. But I don't look at heat maps or anything. I don't know about you, Jason. Do you look at heat maps and that sort of data?
Sometimes. But it depends on the position of the player. Like a winger like Anderson, I would. But it's one of those where, like, if I can get to watch the game or highlights, obviously the eye test is, I do take away, like, if you look at someone like that's good on the eye, someone like even Jota, Felipe Anderson, they're dribblers, they take players on, they're great to look and watch, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to give you loads of points in fantasy football. Even Hazard, you could argue, in recent weeks, he's from a footballing point of view, he's an amazing player, but if he's not getting those assists and goals, then there's better options out there. I would just echo what you've said, really. The forums and as Understat as well, which is a great website to find expected goals, expected assists, things like that. But you can go down the rabbit hole and look at trying to find answers to questions that you don't really know, or haven't even made your own mind up what questions you want to ask. You've only got 1 free transfer each week unless you've banked. And to be honest with you, lots of people took hits this week, and it looks like for the majority of people that they haven't paid off. And I don't want to keep going around in circles, but I just want to forget about game week 27.
Yeah.
Well, what are people saying in chat before we go on to then? Yeah, which is a bit of a bonus here. Preview game week 28.
Yeah, so Anderson's right. So a couple of people talking about Anderson. Bad form also. Andy Salter, yes, agree. Michael Svedin saying I'm losing Felipe Anderson now.
Don't need you.
Felipe has very poor underlining stats, says FPL Booner. Anderson wasn't even taking the corners, said Nishal in chat. So FPL Booner also mentioned that Almiron looks a good prospect. Obviously no. JP Goss says in chat that he's looking for opinions on Almiron. So that might be a good question for you two. Almiron looks very lively. I haven't seen much of him. He's just a ball of energy from what I've seen in Newcastle games. What do you guys think? Is he on your radar?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he's 6 billion. Sorry.
Yeah. But didn't he get like almost snapped in half? Who was the player that almost snapped him in half? For Huddersfield.
Yeah,
for Huddersfield. Who was the Huddersfield player that got sent off?
I don't have a clue,
Taylor,
but
wasn't it? Was it
I mean, to
Taylor?
get
Tommy Smith.
Smith.
he sounds like a thug, but no, I mean, obviously he's getting used to the Premier League, like you just said in that example. But he had, he's got a good record in the MLS. The standard over there is improving quite a lot, and the underlying stats show that he's got some potential. That he's, getting involved in the attacking third, potential for assists, and at 6 million, he's worth a punt. As we're at that stage of the season now where we've got to take risk, and at 6 million, why not?
My just quick opinion is I'm just avoiding until he starts doing something. If I was to go with anybody from Newcastle, it would be Rondon. That would be the only player that I'd be. In fact, I'm actually, based on what Jason said earlier regarding, I don't know if it was on air or off air, I can't remember, but the point being is that potentially, what did you say, Rashford may be rested against Crystal Palace? Is that right, Jason?
I would go as far as say it's unlikely. I'm going to say it's unlikely that Rashford will feature against Palace.
Okay. So the game is updated and now the substitutes has come in. I think it may be just wise just to quickly go over the Elite FPL podcast just quickly, briefly, and we'll start with Jack Gleeson. 39 points. He got Pereira from off the bench, and we all know what Pereira did, a whopping 0 points. And Captain Salah, we all know what happened. That's a question, actually, Jason. What were your thoughts on when you were watching a solo reaction and everybody Captain Salah in the top, basically 3 of the top 5 in the Elite FPL mini league? Captain Salah, were you in panic mode at that stage?
No. Salah's been see. I've been watching Salah play, and he's not showing the same sort of style or form. His touch is letting him down as well. It just seems a little bit off the boil. I mean, he's in my team purely to cover his points that he may or may not get, but I just don't feel like I don't understand why he was such a highly popular captain pick against United, because United have looked really solid at the back since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's taken over. I wasn't worried about Salah at all. I was more worried about, believe it or not, Son. I thought Son could have bagged a goal and assist. Obviously Burnley played absolutely brilliantly. Obviously not going down memory lane, obviously reliving that horrible that game over for you. But no, I wouldn't say that Salah was worrying me, no. But I got the points here up to date. So you're actually going to be 69 points behind me, Stevo.
Wow.
And caught up massive points, actually. If we go into the FPL, voice is going. I got a bit of a cold still, but Elite FPL Podcast League. If I update the points now, give me a second.
Well, just looking at John Harris's team. I think you said he's in chat or something.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Magic Men.
41 points, and then another one, Captain Salah, but Højbjerg and Bennett coming on for Alexander-Arnold, and Trippier. I was a bit gutted for him because I'm really happy how well he's done since leaving us. And I was a bit gutted for him that he didn't play against us, but whatever, didn't play. So John Harris is 3rd in the Elite Mini League, and then on to 4th, Kelvin Chow. He is on 40 points.
Actually, no, it's going to be Paul Wickett's actually going to be 4th.
All right, okay. He was live in the chat the other day, funnily enough, and I did mention his team. And how many points did he get? Let's have a look, shall we? 42.
Yeah.
Johnny, that's right. Johnny came on the extra 2 points there. Yeah. Captain Salah. Mainly his defence that did. He's got Almiron. He may be ahead of the curve there.
Yeah.
With Almiron playing, but Firmino actually going off injured, and now Rashford is yellow flagged. Officially is yellow flagged. So that may be quite a few sales for Rashford then. And if he's definitely not playing, I may have to be forced into an emergency transfer, really. And I'm seriously thinking of maybe getting in Rondon, but
yeah, it'll be a good move.
That's one thing. So shall we go on to the older preview for the midweek fixtures then, lads?
Yeah, go for it.
Fantastic. And just to let everybody know what happened on our preview for this game week, of the 8 fixtures, I got 6 out of 8 correct outcomes. One of them bang on, which was the United game I got right. Dan got 5 out of the 8. He got the Newcastle game spot on. And Davey FPL got 5 as well out of the 8. And he got the Bournemouth game spot on the nose. So,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. We need to get in that prediction thing next season.
I'm telling you now. I reckon we'd probably be top of that if we'd have done it from the start. But that's that, really. But we'll kick off again. It's Cardiff kicking off the midweek fixtures, and at home to Everton. Everton, of course, having a week off because of this game going on right now. And yeah, I think, God, after that beating, I wonder if Neil Warnock will give them a kick up the backside. Everton's form at the moment is shambolic. Do you know what? I said 1-1 against Watford. I'm going to go, 1-1 for this game. And could it be Marco Silva, the next manager to be fired? Not necessarily because of this fixture, but could he be the next manager to get fired? But yeah, I'm going to go Cardiff 1, Everton 1. Danny boy.
I reckon this is where Everton are going to turn the corner, so to speak. And I think Cardiff's confidence will be knocked on Friday. Obviously, Neil Warnock's going to get them up for it and kick some backsides and whatnot. But I've got a feeling Richarlison's going to do something. I don't know why. And I think it will be... I'm going to go 3-1 to Everton.
Great. Great for my Bamba pick if I play. What do you think, Jason?
2-1 to Everton.
2-1 to Everton, straight in there. Now then, you all know what's going to happen. Huddersfield can't score a goal for life nor money, but they can score against United when I've got Lindelof as my differential. They're going to score against Wolves when I've got double Wolves defence, like everybody really. So I'm just going to say Huddersfield 1, Wolves 2.
Yeah, I mean, Doherty got 5 points for me this game week. Thank God for him. And Huddersfield, pretty much seemed doomed, unfortunately, for relegation for their supporters. I'm going to go 2-0 to Wolves.
Sorry, what was that, Dan? There's something just happened in the game. 2-0, was that?
Yeah, 2-0 to Wolves.
Go on, Dan, Jason, what do you think?
Huddersfield. Can they get a goal against Wolves? I don't think so. I think Doherty owners, Bennett owners rejoice. I think this is going to be 2-0 to Wolves.
Copying down there. Well, on to the new. It will be a new team berth for Leicester now. Claude Puel's gone, and you all know what happens. Manager gets fired. Surprise, surprise. The players play like they should have done when they were when they were playing when they won the Premier League title and everything. They're up against Brighton. Brighton are pretty poor away from home. Leicester, Brighton. Let's go with I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0.
I don't feel so confident, but I've kind of I've made my bed. I'm going to line it and stick with Pereira. I'm not going to play Schmeichel. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this game.
Guys, can we just pause it? Because I know it's not FPL, but the Chelsea-Man City game's actually into penalties at the moment. So we're about to find out who's going to win. Who's going to have won the EFL Cup? So Jorginho's missed a penalty. Gundogan scored a penalty. So Chelsea now have scored. Azpilicueta has scored. So it's now 1-1. We're waiting on for City's penalty. But yeah, do you have a preference, guys? Do you think it's going to be?
I kind of. I suppose I should say City. Really, it is Chelsea. They are rivals. No.
I'm hoping Chelsea win. I did predict Chelsea would win. I thought Chelsea would win this. I thought it'd be a tight game.
Well, taking the penalties after getting battered by them the other week. I mean, a lot of Man City fans I've been speaking to have been so confident about winning it. And I'd said it could be quite closer because Chelsea did beat them 2-0 earlier in the season.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
You know.
But
yeah.
When it comes through, we can let you know. But yeah, Jason, what do you think on Leicester versus Brighton?
Leicester versus Brighton, yeah, absolutely. Puel out. I said earlier on, I think it's time that they really need to buck their ideas up. And against Brighton, what better opportunity at home can they actually do that? Even get a nice clean sheet for our boy Pereira. Nice cheeky assist as well. Yeah, I'm going to go with 1-0 to Leicester. Aguero makes it 2-1 on penalties.
So, on to Newcastle versus Burnley. And we've got quite a good record against Newcastle. But can we take this form that we've got, this 8 games unbeaten at the moment? Can we get something at Newcastle? The pessimist in me, and I'm very pessimistic as people can bloody imagine. I don't think we're going to win. But, yeah, I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah, I feel Burnley have really gone back to the form of last season. Do you know what? It's been a crap game week, but at least Tottenham lost. So happy about that. And yeah, I'm going to go 1-1.
Jason, going to make it a hat trick of 1-1.
Yeah, Emerson makes it 2-2 on penalties. This one here, Newcastle Burnley. I'm going to go with Newcastle win. I'm going to go 2-1 to Newcastle.
So, I did.
Sane's missed the penalty. God.
Yeah.
Oh, Sane. Not only has he ruined FPL for many people, he's actually possibly cost City this cup.
Sorry, yeah, carry on.
But yes, on Wednesday evening, myself and Jason are going to be hopefully doing a second half live reactionary podcast to the pretty much kind of midway through first half going into the second half of games. This is going to be one of the most I think this could be quite a significant game week, Jason. We'll come on to our team selections.
David Luiz misses.
But yeah, it's going to be one of those where there's going to be differential captain. The popular one's going to be Aguero, depending on what happens today. And at the moment, I know who I'm captaining. I know exactly who I'm captaining, but this could be a very, very interesting game. So yeah, me and Jason are going to be doing a live reactatory during the games as they go on. So if you want to join us, by all means. But we kick off with the game Dan will be watching, which is Arsenal versus Bournemouth. I think, again, this is going to be quite a simple game. And I think this is going to be... I always predict Arsenal to score 3 goals against the weak teams at the Emirates. I'm going to do it again. But this time, I'm going to go an extra 1. I'm going to go 4-1. 4-1, yeah.
Yeah, a rare clean sheet for Arsenal today. So if you had class in that, you should get some nice little bonus points there. Good to see Lacazette getting on the score sheet. I'm hoping for another win because we've got some big games coming up. Tottenham next weekend. I'm going to say 3-1 to the Arsenal. And hopefully another win at the Emirates.
Sorry, what was the score, Dan, you predict?
3-1.
3-1. What do you think, Jason?
2-0 to Arsenal.
Maybe Aubameyang is captain.
Yeah, 2-0 to Arsenal, and hopefully Aubameyang's going to get in with a goal. 3-3 now on penalties. Obviously, only the one penalty missed for Man City. So by my calculations, if they score the next one, that'll be them.
They're going to win, and I'm going to find out in 2 seconds. Man City have won it.
There we go. Suman.
Who scored the winning penalty for Man City?
Sorry, Dan?
Who scored the winning penalty for Man City?
I don't know.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know in about 10 seconds. Suman Gutam is in chat. He says he got 66 points this week. I haven't actually seen your team, Suman. I mean, that's outrageous. Well done.
Yeah, very good.
Wow, that's
Very,
amazing.
very...
Raheem Sterling got the winning penalty. There we go.
Good on him. Well done. But yeah. On to the next game. It's Southampton up against Fulham. This has to be a win for Southampton. They've been dragged into the they're really in the relegation. In fact, we're now 6 points clear of Southampton, I believe. They're right in the mire. This is more than a 6 point. This is about a 10 pointer for Southampton, but they've got to win this. They're up against Fulham. I don't know why. I just have this gut feeling Fulham may do something against Southampton, and I'm just going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with 1-1. I just think this. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton. Yeah, I think they'll just nick it 2-1. Dan, what do you think?
Every week when we do these predictions, I say this is a big game, and this is a massive game. This is like a 12-pointer. Fulham losing to West Ham. When I was watching the highlights, I was like, Fulham are getting relegated. They thought they were too good with all these big boy players they signed. I think Fulham are going to get relegated. I think Southampton are going to win this. They've lost the last 2 games. And yeah, I think it's going to be... I'm going to go for quite an entertaining game. I'm going to go for 3-2 to Southampton.
Nice.
So
I like that. What do you reckon, Jason?
I'm going to go against the wave. I'm going to say Fulham going to win this 2-1.
Wow. Ryan Babel.
Yeah, could I do something?
Never know.
On to the biggest midweek game, which is Chelsea versus Spurs. You've just heard it here that Chelsea have just lost on penalties after being 0-0 throughout the whole match. And yeah, I think Spurs are going to destroy them. I have this gut feeling Harry Kane and Hunt and Son. In fact, do you know what? Here's Stevo's tip for you. Captain Son. If you've got, well, not necessarily got him.
Is that who you're going to captain? Is that who you're going to captain, Steve?
No, I'm not. No, I don't have the bees to captain. But I think this.
Stevo, go on.
I think this is going to be either. I'm going to go 4-0 to Spurs. I think they're going to. Yeah.
4-0.
I think this could be Sarri's last game. God, Spurs. Well, I don't understand it.
Hold on a minute.
Chelsea aren't that great against these top 6 teams, and Spurs are absolutely flying at the moment. Barring that freak result against Burnley, which can happen to anybody. Yeah, I'm going 4-0. Why not?
No way.
The way I see it is that obviously Chelsea have lost this League Cup final, but they took Man City to penalties. So in a way, like they lost 6-0 to Man City a few weeks ago. They've kind of, I don't know, almost doesn't make up for that. But I would think if I was a Chelsea player, look, we've held Man City and Spurs have just lost to Burnley. I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea.
You confident there, Jason?
0-0.
Ha! 0-0. Right, okay. Chelsea 0-0. Well, on to the game which apparently Rashford's not going to be fit for. It's Crystal Palace versus United. God, this is tough.
A weakened United team. Obviously, Lingard injured, Herrera injured, potentially Rashford now going to be out. Are we going to depend on Sanchez, Lukaku, Pereira, and McTominay?
This could be a shock result. Do you know what? Yeah, Crystal Palace have got a good record against the top 6 from off the top of my head. Yeah, to hell with it. I'm going to go what they did. Was it they beat City 3-2? I'm going to do exactly the same here. I'm going to go Crystal Palace to win 3-2 against United.
Wow. I'm I mean, yeah, Jay was saying. I mean, Jay, the players that you were rolling off your tongue, they're quite expensive players. So it's not like you're, sort of, it's not like you're really poor of players there. So, but yeah, Crystal Palace at home. It's an evening game. I do have a few injuries. I reckon it'll be quite an entertaining game. I'm going to go 2-2.
I want to mention just quickly before Jason gives his prediction that actually Chelsea have actually done really well against the top 6 teams at home. At home. So I'm still going to stick with 4-0.
You're going to stick with your 4-0.
I'm still going to stick with 4-0, but
right.
Recently they have been absolutely appalling. So yeah, I'm going to stick with 4-0. But yeah, sorry, Jason. Your boys, United versus Crystal Palace.
Man United is going to keep a clean sheet. Your man Lindelof is going to get you points again. Points which are going to catch up, potentially be a differential catch up to me. So, bit of mixed feelings, bit of mixed emotions. But yeah, I think it's going to be... don't think it's going to be a 3 or 4-0. I think it's going to be a 1 or 2-0. How many goals are in United's team at the moment with a weakened attack? I would say 1. I'm going to go 1-0 to Man United.
I'll take that. I will take that. Now then, see, this is where my captaincy dilemmas come into play with the next two fixtures. So it's Liverpool versus Watford next. At the moment, my captaincy is on Aguero based on the fact that I know for a fact he's going to be the most popular pick.
Oh, after playing 120 minutes tonight?
Yeah, exactly. So I think I may potentially go with the safety of Salah. So it's Liverpool versus Watford. I think it's going to be boring. In fact, Robertson may be another good pick. I'm going to go with that word professional job. I think it's going to be like 2-0, 2-1. I'll go 2-0. What do you think, Dan?
Well, Watford are going to be on a high. No doubt Deulofeu will get another hat-trick and prove me wrong again. But yeah, Liverpool last 2 games haven't scored again. Obviously, they played Bayern Munich and they played Manchester United, so two tricky games. Salah last season against Watford, you always talk about the history. I know it's last season, but he got 4 goals at Anfield against Watford that game. So that's an interesting one to watch. I think it'll be a tight game, but yeah, I'm going to go for the professional one. Liverpool's home form's outstanding. 2-0 to Liverpool.
And he got a goal this season against them in a 3-0 win too. So you say 2-0, was that, Dan?
Yeah, 2-0.
And Jason?
Yeah, I don't think Watford are like the whipping boys that you're making them out to be.
It's the whipping boys.
I'm gonna go with a draw. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
Leicester got a result there 2 weeks ago.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk. I need your permission to help.
On to what it would have been the popular choice of Aguero captain, but now there will be doubts about him starting. City against West Ham. And I have this... I think if City do decide to play a quote-unquote weakened team, I think West Ham may get something here. But I think it's going to be tight. And I'm going to go 2-1 to City just. What do you think, Dan?
Nah, I reckon City are going to be on a high after winning this League Cup. Obviously they've defended the trophy and that, won it again. And they're going for the league. It's been a great day for City fans because obviously Liverpool dropped points. I'm going to go 3-1. Actually, no, fuck it. 3-0, excuse my language. 3-0 to Man City. I don't know what Jason's laughing at. Like, he's just sort of cracking up. Like, maybe it's your Spurs prediction. I don't know. But he'd lost his composure.
Jason, what do you think on this City versus, if you can compose yourself? Could Sterling be your captain?
He's gone.
Oh, he's collapsed. Fallen down.
What you got in that cold medicine, Jay?
No, there's a thing on Windows 10 called Cortana, and it's like a voice assistant. I accidentally pressed the Windows key and it started talking over you guys. It was quite funny. Man City West Ham is again the what toll is this game tonight, EFL Cup final, done to the likes of Sterling, Aguero. West Ham, well, I think there's a few things in life that's guaranteed. Obviously death and taxes, and Fabianski not getting a clean sheet. So
very good.
So I'm hoping for some save points on this one. Could Sane come back to troll everybody again? Possibly. Yeah, I think it's going to be a Man City win. I can't see West Ham doing anything. It'll be go 2-0 to Man City.
Well, that brings us delightfully onto our team selections. Jason, everybody's here for you. Go for it. Have you thought about any potential transfers or who you're going to captain and whatnot for this upcoming fixture?
To be honest, I'm still reeling from. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I got to log in. Never mind. Have I thought about any potential? No. The simple answer is no. Possibly going to have to think about Rashford and his position in the team. I was considering bringing back Aguero, but probably not now. So no, I'm not. I'm going to just leave it until Monday. Or Tuesday night probably. So I'm going to probably leave it to Tuesday night before I know as much as I can get out of the Rashford knock and the fitness of Man City assets. So yeah, no, I'm not really thinking of anything just yet.
Okay, well, I'll happily tell you my thoughts. At the moment, my captain is, well, let's be honest here. I've just said it. It's probably going to be Salah. I'm going to wait as much as I can on Aguero. Pep's press conference regarding Aguero. I have this. It's like you just said about Sane trolling everybody, and I just have this feeling that if I take the captaincy of Pogba away at Crystal Palace, he'll probably go and get 2 goals while Salah and Aguero blank. But it's a weird one, this game week. There's nothing apart from Aguero standing out for the West Ham game. For me, there's nothing that really sticks out. I mean, yes, Son, could I captain him? Yeah, based on what I think the prediction could be, but I wouldn't risk captaining him. Salah is probably the safe option. I keep forgetting I've got Mane. Mane could be somebody that I can actually go for. Even Robertson. I mean, it's so tough, but yeah, I'm probably going to go Salah, but I'm going to be mulling over this for the next two days or so, and I may even do another solo team reaction on Tuesday evening. Yeah, I might even do that. Why not? For a bit of fun, because I like doing them. I think they're quite interesting. But yeah, I can't really. I'm definitely not doing any transfers unless it's absolutely confirmed that Rashford isn't playing. I would seriously consider getting either Rondon or Rondon, but I would rather save. I personally would rather save and not have to worry, because after that, United have got Southampton. But is PSG the following week? Is that no? No, it's not. It's not even the following week. Yeah, is it the PSG game after this Saturday?
I think so. Yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
So you've got United playing at 3. This is why it's so fascinating. You've got United playing at 3 o'clock on Saturday. Then they've got PSG. Well, depending on what obviously happens against Crystal Palace, I could be here all day chatting about this, so I'm not even going to bother. Let's just get straight. So the point being is that, yeah, transfer-wise, if Rashford's definitely confirmed out, I have this gut feeling that then he won't play against Southampton. I think Solskjaer will want him as fit as possible. So I think that I may potentially get in Rondon. But I very much doubt it. And then I may go with Davey FPL's advice. And I may get Arnautovic in for I'll have 2 free transfers then. In fact, you know what? I'm going to save, because then I'll have 2 free transfers and I can actually then relax and just be like, right, I can now figure out moving up towards the blank game weeks. But as I stated, and FPL Buda made this point to me, like, by the time it gets to blank game week 31, I'm going to be fielding 11 despite me slagging it all off. And I just look at the fixtures and I'm just not confident in them at all. I mean, they're just terrible. They're just absolute pants. Apart from West Ham at home to Huddersfield.
Well,
other than that.
And Andy Salter in chat says, well, I mean, I said it as well. I mean, you've got to go Son captain if you think Spurs are going to win 4-0 against Chelsea. I mean, go with your gut. What did you say at the beginning of this podcast?
Yeah.
Go with your gut.
Yeah, because obviously...
No. My gut isn't going Son captain. My gut is just saying that Spurs will beat Chelsea. But it's the fact that Harry Kane's back. Son has done really, really well with Kane in the team. But he's not inside me. My gut instinct is going with Salah as captain. That's my gut instinct. I think he's got the quote-unquote easiest fixture, barring Aguero. But I'm not even going to say that again. I'm sick to ever talking about it. But I think Salah is a personal safety net. Plus, in reality, I'm playing this. FPL Buda asked this question to. In fact, let's ask Jason this question because he wasn't available for that interview. So FPL Buda asked Davey and yourself, right? It was quite simple. This. Let's rephrase it again. So
you don't want to ask me anything. Look at my game week.
What approach are you taking, Jason, between now and the end of the season? Are you taking the safety ranked defensive approach? Are you thinking of going Maverick but with calculated approaches like, for example, bringing in someone like Harvey Barnes of Leicester, who ironically got an assist yesterday, or maybe something else? I mean, I think you're just going to go for, like me, the safety approach.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the time now for Maverick moves for me is long gone. I'm still flying quite high up in the rankings, and I've got a lot of the popular picks in my team. I'm gonna make it's gonna be very unsurprising captaincy picks for me. This game week, actually, you asking about my team, I think I'm staring at it now on my phone, and that Aubameyang captaincy is on Aubameyang actually, because you know when you set your team up just a few moments after the deadline's gone and the updates happened, and Aubameyang captain at home to Bournemouth. Dan, what's your thoughts on Aubameyang? Do you see him featuring in that game for a fair amount of time? Do you think, or do you think Lacazette's gonna, or is he going to play both? Is he going to play both Lacazette and Aubameyang? What's your thoughts on that?
I think he will play Aubameyang. Yeah, I mean, Aubameyang actually nearly did get a goal against Southampton today, and ironically, it was Bednarak that put the block in. But yeah, Lacazette got the game today because he didn't play in the previous game in the Europa League. So logic would suggest that there's this kind of a bit of a rotation. I think because Mkhitaryan's been playing quite well, Wobie played quite well today. Ozil came on as a sub. I think Aubameyang will play, and as Stevo stated in previous podcasts, Aubameyang's home record is fantastic, and yeah, I would feel quite confident. I think that's quite a good captaincy choice, quite a safe captaincy choice as well. I mean, even if he does come on as a sub, we've seen previously earlier in the season that he makes an impact, and he made an impact today. Obviously, he didn't get the goal, but he come close a couple of times in a short cameo. So yeah, potentially. And to be fair as well, Lacazette played the full 90 minutes. But the only reason he played the full 90 minutes today is because Iwobi actually got injured when Lacazette was meant to be coming off. So maybe Emery will rotate. Emery likes to rotate a little bit.
Yeah, see, on paper, obviously, Aubameyang at home to Bournemouth, I mean, it does seem really appetising, but then a lot of people are going to have a lot of bitterness towards Aubameyang this game week. Possibly going to transfer. I know it's not his fault, I know that, but there is obviously a lot of anger towards him, and I think it stems back from the Aguero hat-tricks as well, and the fact that there was a bit of a, do you pick Aguero? Do you go with Aubameyang? People brought Aubameyang in, missed out on a bag of points, and now this has happened today. It could be, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing, and goodbye Aubameyang, hello Aguero. But I mean, Aguero at home to West Ham United, it's a good fixture. But I would say that I out of the two, I think Aubameyang at home to Bournemouth defensively have looked shocking. I know West Ham aren't amazing, but out of the two, I'd probably go with Aubameyang, or prefer Aubameyang, purely because of tonight, purely because of the 120 minutes that City played tonight.
Well, to back that argument up, I agree. I think it's one of the better captain choices, and I'd be worried personally, Jason. Here's a hint that if you were to captain Aubameyang, so I'm just looking at his actual raw data, which is. So he's had 4 home games of the last 10 or 11. Versus Huddersfield, he got an assist. Versus Burnley, he got 2 goals. Versus Fulham, he got a goal and assist. Versus Cardiff, he got a goal and assist. And if you remember, he got 2 goals and an assist at home to Tottenham. And prior to that, he was away at Bournemouth and he got a goal. So I think Aubameyang, it's staring you in the face. I think just captain.
Yeah, which is going to be interesting, because if it could end up having, me and you can end up having 2 different captains. It's likely now that we're going to have 2 different captains, which is going to be interesting to see how the game week pans out, whether it's going to be another absolute failure for me or whether it's going to be another massive win for you. Dan.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, I'm still reading from this particular game week. What I'm saying to myself now is just don't make any reactions tonight, because at the moment I kind of want to fix game week 27 because it's just been such a disaster. But I'm just thinking, hold on, sleep on it all, wait for the press conferences. Don't panic too much. But what I am quite concerned about is the fact that Rashford's got this potential injury, this doubt over him starting against Crystal Palace. So that's a worry. And then before we started this podcast, I was like, well, keeping Aguero seems like quite a smart move. But then obviously I forgot about the EFL League Cup final today. So that kind of plays into it as well. But I'm just hoping that Pep Guardiola thinks to himself, right, we need to really, home in on Liverpool now. Get Aguero, get him to play for 70, 75 minutes. Get a couple of goals. There we are. Happy days. And I'm happy. I'm thinking to double up on Wolves' defence, because Wolves have never really let me down much this season. I think, in fact, Wolves have been kind of like my saviour for most of the season. Yeah. So I think double up on them. I went to Huddersfield. And
you haven't got 2 Wolves defenders. You've only got Doherty.
Got Patricio.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Yeah. Because I played Schmeichel and I played Doherty this game and Pereira, but I want to forget about that one. I'm hoping that the fact that Leicester they obviously have a caretaker manager in place, that will kind of cheer them up a little bit. So I'll play Pereira again. But yeah, I'm thinking what you were saying about if Rashford doesn't play, then that's going to be. And if Aguero didn't play and Rashford didn't play, that's a big problem for me. So what I'll be looking at tomorrow and Tuesday morning is kind of differential striker, a budget striker to get in potentially. So that could be your likes of Rondon or Barnes or somebody of that ilk, really.
Are you not thinking of taking on Davey FPL's advice and actually looking for differential picks, really, rather than having, you've got the what's the word I'm looking for? The
bandwagon?
No, I've completely forgotten the word. The makeshift, the standard midfield of Son, Pogba, Salah, Rashford, Jimenez, Aguero as your standard. template team. That's the word. Your differentials are like all like your Westwood. Well, I would say Kika Firmino, but he's not playing. Wan-Bissaka, he's not playing. Yeah, your team is just so like, it's weird. It's just not nice to look at. It's just.
I mean, I'm even considering, like, obviously if the Rashford injury, but I'm even looking at my team now. I'm even thinking of maybe upgrading Hamer to Patricio, because I do think Wolves have got a great chance of keeping a clean sheet against Huddersfield, and you know, also preparing again, obviously for the blanks and stuff, and for Ben. I mean, I'm not going to go into it too much.
Possibly.
But...
I mean, I know what you're saying, Steve. It's all very well saying that with hindsight. I mean, it is that kind of time to start taking those kind of risks. I don't know what's happening there, but I don't know how many people in our mini league have Rondon in, got Barnes in. So, you know, that could be a differential in terms of our mini league and the battles that I've got with the players just below me and just above me. So that'll be interesting, really. But you know, I keep banging on about Almiron. I think it's just because I like the name Almiron and the fact that he's this player that no one seems to have heard of, and he just come out of nowhere. So he could be someone to possibly consider as well. So yeah, I think Davey FPL was spot on with what he said. I haven't really got anything to lose because I'm in kind of a bit of a no man's land with my position in the mini league. So just got to think ahead of this chip strategy. I've still got all my chips, so possibly do something a bit crazy with them. And possibly getting a budget striker, really. Yeah.
Well, before we close off, I just want to read a few of the comments. Vince Chapman's in chat. I've already transferred in Sterling and Lindelof before the United game. A lot of rage transfers have already been done, says Michael Svedin. Who should I start next week? Snodgrass, Man City, Delafeu versus Liverpool, or Trippier versus Chelsea? Trippier, says the guys. I would probably go with Delafeu. Yeah. We got Leslie Chow in chat. We got One Life Soccer TV in chat. Hello, welcome back. One Life Soccer TV up to 6K overall rank from 8K. Crazy. Rondon transfer worked out for the Rondon in. Lorente out worked for him. Leslie Chow, captain of Aubameyang, like a lot of people. Disappointing for game week for a lot of Aubameyang captainers out there, myself included. Kick him while he's down, John Harris says, Stevo. So I think we're getting towards it. No, I haven't got anything else to say about this game week. Looking forward to next game week. Can't wait to get these points wiped off of my screen. So yeah,
I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. If you're watching it on the replay, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Any feedback on the podcast, as ever, we really do appreciate it. Want to keep improving the podcast and hearing what you guys have got to say. And as well, we're on Twitter and Instagram, Elite FPL, obviously. So please do feel free to connect with us on those social media platforms. Really like to hear from you on there. And I'm sick of game week 27. I'm sick of Delafeu. So roll on game week 28. Let's start to get a bit maverick and get back up that league, and look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thanks a lot.
And Michael Svedin, just want to say quickly, Rondon is still a differential. Yes, of course he is.
Rondon.
Yeah, just while everybody's watching, we will be going live on Wednesday evening. We don't know specifically what time, so as Dan said, your best bet to find out is going to be on Instagram or Twitter, where we will put up an advert. And yes, we will be going live at that precise moment to cover the potential differential captain picks that me and Jason have. And you can watch the pair of us go through that emotional roller coaster, as Brett Mollison likes to say. So, goodbye all.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.